What's up, everyone? It's Mar, the Hip-Hop Socialite, with the latest scoop, and today I'm joined by Chrisette Michele. How you doing today?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
Cool. All right, so we're going to jump right into R&B Divas LA. During the last season of the show, you went on social media and you basically said that this might be the only time that you do reality television. Now, what was it about the last season of the show that got you to that point?
The last season of filming was so much fun. We had a wonderful time. We got to go to Puerto Rico and play. And so I think most of us felt like we were playing throughout the season. And there were ups and downs, but it wasn't until it aired and there was a social media repercussion. I'm a positive person. I like to be optimistic and I like to spread love. So the amount of negativity that just surrounds reality television in general was new for me, and so that made me really uncomfortable.
Now, did you feel like you weren't exactly portrayed in the most positive light last season?
I really wasn't worried too much about the portrayal because I know who I am and I think my fans know who I am. And I think that anything that went on between any of the girls and I, we cleared up on our own. So, you know, we still to this day get to go out for coffee and drinks if we want to. But it was more so just the spirit of reality television and the type of people that feel like they can comment about reality television. You take the time to put your life out there, and I think people should have a little bit more respect. Yeah.
So what made you decide to come back for season 3?
It was so fun the first time. I was sitting with Wendy Williams. Shantae and I actually were sitting with Wendy Williams, you know, in between shooting, and she was like, you know what? Let's be honest. You girls have some kind of chemistry that people want to see. And when you're talking to a mini mogul like Wendy Williams, you kind of listen. And I think she's kind of the catalyst for getting Shantae and I both back onto the show because neither of us were coming back.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You and Shantae kind of butted heads last season, so I take it that your relationship has gotten a lot better since then.
It did. You know, Shantae's one of those people who are so beautiful, and you can see the light around her, that when she's mean or off or anything, you're kind of like, I know you don't want to do that. Right. You know? So she's hard to stay mad at. You can't really stay mad at Shantae. She's sweethearted. But she had a tough experience in her life, and it rubbed off on all of us, and maybe I took it the wrong way.
Okay. Now, one of the newbies on the show this season is Stacey Francis, and she's like in a lot of drama on the show. Now, when the two of you met, did you click with her?
We didn't really get a chance to interact much. When she made her entrance onto the show is around the same time that you'll see what happens when I make my exit. So we never really got a chance to interact, Stacey and I.
Okay, so when you say you made your exit, like, can you elaborate on that, or did you just have to say?
Yeah. You saw the last episode. We were all out for Michele's birthday. It was a bowling event, and Michele hadn't celebrated her birthday in years. And as you may know from watching, she had been suicidal, and so a celebration of Michele's life was a big deal. I don't know if you have time to hear this, but earlier that morning, I spoke to Michele on the phone, and we were excited about her celebrating, but she was uncomfortable with the idea. So I decided I was going to come in sequins and stilettos. I know it's just a bowling alley, but I'm going to come with makeup. You know, I'm just going to be as festive as I can because this is a big deal for Michele. And that's when Stacey Francis and I were put on camera together. So the confrontation that Stacey had with the other ladies before I got there was the first time that I had ever not really interacted, but sort of had a conversation in the same room as Stacey Francis. And I just decided that the TV show might be about to make the show become negative, and I didn't want to be a part of it. But again, Stacey and I haven't really interacted.
So we're not going to see you on any of the remaining episodes, basically?
Well, editing, they might, you know, move things around. For instance, the bowling party happened after, like different scenes happened at different dates than what they're putting them out as. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I might have seen Stacey twice in LA in my whole life, but in the TV show, it might look like I saw her more. Do you know? So I'm not really sure what the next episodes hold. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about your music, of course. Now, you left your label, which was Motown Records, to start your own label. Okay, now tell us about the label a little bit, and then tell us what fueled the decision to come from a major label and to go independent.
independent?
It's bittersweet, but it's growing up at the same time. I'm at the place in my life where I feel stable enough to own things. So owning my own record label is the first thing that I've wanted to have.
Right.
So Rich Hipster, the record label, is my new record label. It's signed to Capitol Caroline Records, so that's where my distribution comes from. But leaving Motown is an uncomfortable, bittersweet experience because it's a classic label.
Right.
I was with everybody when I was at Def Jam and Motown, from Mariah Carey to Janet Jackson, Jay-Z, Nas. I mean, the list, Neo, Rihanna. These people.
Good company,
I was in great company, and I mean, I'm literally seated next to these people at events. So it was weird. I stayed in my house for like 6 days after I, started my own label. I was just like nervous to come out the house, because now when I walk outside, I'm a CEO.
Right.
And so people expect me to act like one.
Okay. All right. So can you tell us about the project that you're currently working on? Because I know you released the song earlier this year, I think in January. Now, are you working on a full, complete album?
Yeah, I put out something called the Lyricist Opus. When you own your own label, or when you own anything like a new shoe, you go to sleep in your new shoes. The first day before school, you wear your sneakers to bed. So I had a label. I said, I'm just gonna make music. I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do. I'm not going, I'm not going to follow any rules. So I put out the Lyricist Opus, which was an orchestral piece that my love Justin and I put together. But my actual album is being worked on now. It's straight R&B, straight ahead R&B, no, fillers, no chasers, and that comes out this summer.
So let's talk about what you have going on outside of music. Like, a lot of people have aspirations of doing acting and fashion or whatever. Do you have some of those same aspirations?
I love to play in my clothes. I think everybody kind of knows that by now. And in my hair, I just love to play as a woman. So I'm doing a few things outside of music. One is fashion. We just finished creating the samples, Jason, Sky, and I. And so that's called Rich Hipster Belle. It's all about accentuating a woman's curves. And there's a special equipment piece inside of the clothing that'll help you cinch your waist in so that you can feel, like an hourglass Coke bottle girl. So that's really fun for fashion. And then I'm also taking on, and I guess this is behind the scenes, but putting together my own tours, having my own tour buses, and putting together schedules for my artists' touring life. So that's fun. I have a social media branding company called Rich Hipster, branding and marketing. And then what's really fun is I'm going on a tour called Pose and Post. We're taking a pink tour bus down the East Coast.
Oh, really?
And we're ending it here in Atlanta. We're giving away 8 scholarships to 8 girls here in the A.
Oh, wow.
For girls who got to get their books and girls who got to get their clothes. So we're giving away gift certificates to Forever 21 and H&M also. So look out for Pose and Post. It'll be here at the B Lofts on April 13th.
Okay.
That was a lot. I'm sorry, you asked.
But I love what you're doing. That's amazing that not only will you take care of their books and whatnot, but also, of course, you're in college, you want to look good.
Yes. So Lamique is Kim, who owns the what's this stuff, makeup company called Lamique, is giving them their first makeup kit. And she's a Black-owned young lady who's got her makeup in Macy's. So they'll have a whole kit for college.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there's something I want to ask you, because you've always been a very classy woman, a very classy artist. A lot of your contemporaries who've accomplished like major mainstream success, a lot of people believe that a part of that is their sexuality. They don't mind putting on the skimpy outfit and dropping it like it's hot. You know what I mean? Over your career, have you felt pressured to go that route, from the label?
I would love to, but I'm way too shy. I'll do it, when I'm with my guy, and I'll put on my little fitted dress. I've got a closet of dresses that I'm only allowed to wear
in front of him, right?
I'm sorry. Right. That's a little embarrassing because it happens. There's those phones. I hope nobody ever finds my phone, but God forbid. There'll be those pictures in the club where we're just standing on the table. But I just choose. I just choose not to
this is a real interview right here, right?
We were just at Aroma Cafe, and after midnight, Aroma gets live in Atlanta. It's a small place. You feel safe. You felt a little too safe. So God bless Aroma Cafe. We had a good time.
But no videos are going to be popping up on the internet. You turned out, right?
So. And if it does, I didn't do it to get paid. I just did it because I was having a good time. I do like to party.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, it's your girl Chrisette Michele, and you just got the scoop from the Hip-Hop Socialite. Peace.